If you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
The FBI has identified the person behind the attempted assassination of Donald Trump as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks.
Have you ever heard of someone trying to hurt a president? Well, something terrifying happened recently. Let's talk about it. We're going to learn about a time when someone tried to harm Donald Trump, who used to be the President of the United States. This is a serious topic, but we'll explain it in a way that's easy to understand. What happened? On a Saturday in Butler, Pennsylvania, there was a big meeting for Donald Trump. Lots of people came to see him speak. Butler is a town in Pennsylvania, a state in the northeastern part of the United States. People were excited to hear what Mr. Trump had to say because he's still an important person in politics, even though he's not the president anymore. The day started like any other political event. People stood around, talking, and waiting for Mr. Trump to come on stage. Some were holding signs, others were wearing hats or t-shirts to show their support. It was supposed to be a normal day where people could listen to a speech and share their ideas. But then, something terrible happened. A man named Thomas Matthew Crooks, who was only 20 years old, tried to hurt Mr. Trump. That's very young for someone to do something so dangerous and wrong. Crooks didn't just walk up to Mr. Trump or yell at him. Instead, he did something very sneaky and scary. He climbed on top of a building near where Trump was talking. Crooks had a big gun with him. Some people in the crowd saw Crooks on the roof. They started yelling, "He's got a gun." Then, all of a sudden, there were loud bangs. Crooks was shooting his gun. Everyone got really scared. People were screaming and running. The guards who protect Mr. Trump, called the Secret Service, quickly grabbed him and pulled him down to keep him safe. How did it end? The Secret Service didn't just protect Mr. Trump. They also worked to stop the person who was shooting. They have special guards called snipers who watch from high places to keep important people safe. These snipers are experts at using guns from far away and are there just in case something like this happens. One of these Secret Service snipers saw Crooks on the roof. The sniper had to make a quick decision to protect everyone at the event. So the sniper shot Crooks to stop him from hurting more people. This was a very serious action, but it was done to save lives and prevent more people from getting hurt. Even though the Secret Service acted fast, some people still got hurt. Sadly, one person in the crowd died. This is very tragic, and it shows how dangerous situations like this can be. 2 other people got hurt badly and had to go to the hospital. We hope they will get better soon. Mr. Trump also got a small injury in his ear from a bullet. Luckily, he wasn't hurt more seriously. This shows how close the danger was and how important it is to have good security at events like this. Who was Thomas Matthew Crooks? After something like this happens, people always want to know more about the person who did it. They wonder why someone would do something so terrible. So let's talk about what we know about Thomas Matthew Crooks. Crooks was from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. This is a town not far from Butler, where the meeting happened. Interestingly, he didn't travel from far away to do this. He was from the same area where the event was taking place. Crooks had finished high school in 2022, just 2 years before this happened. This means he was a young adult, maybe still figuring out what he wanted to do with his life. It's sad to think that someone so young would choose to do something so harmful. People who knew Crooks when he was in school said he was a quiet person. They also said that sometimes he got bullied by other kids. Being bullied can be very hurtful and can sometimes make people angry or upset.
He was always bullied every day. He was just an outcast. I don't want to say this is what provoked it, but you never know.
However, this doesn't excuse what Crooks did. There are always better ways to deal with problems than hurting others. One interesting thing about Crooks is that he didn't post much on social media or talk about politics a lot. Nowadays, many people share their thoughts online, especially about big topics like politics. But Crooks didn't do this much. This makes it harder for people to understand what he was thinking or why he did what he did. The FBI, which is like a big police group for the whole country, said they didn't know Crooks might do something dangerous before this happened. This is important because it means Crooks wasn't someone they were watching or worried about before. It reminds us that sometimes dangerous things can happen without warning. What do people think? When something big like this happens, people have lots of different thoughts and feelings about it. Many people are very upset about what happened. They're saying things like, "This is so scary. Can't believe it happened." This shows how shocked people are. Even though we sometimes hear about violence on the news, it's very different when it happens close to home or someone famous. Though we sometimes hear about violence on the news, it's very different when it happens close to home or someone famous. We need to do more to keep our leaders safe. Some people think that after this, there should be even more security at big events. They want to make sure nothing like this ever happens again. I feel bad for the people who got hurt. This shows that many people are thinking about the victims, the people who were injured or killed. It's a reminder that violence affects not just the person being attacked, but many others too. I wonder why Crooks did this. Was he angry or confused? People often try to understand why someone would do something so terrible. They wonder if the person was very upset about something, or if they were having problems that made them act this way. Some people think more could have been done to stop Crooks. A man named Mike DeFripp, who was at the event, said he saw Crooks on the roof before the shooting started. DeFripp said he tried to tell the police, but he thinks they could have done more to stop Crooks before he started shooting. This makes us think about how hard it is to keep everyone safe at big events. Even when there are lots of security people, it's not always easy to spot every danger. It's a reminder that everyone needs to be alert and speak up if they see something that doesn't seem right. What happens now? After something like this happens, there's always an investigation. This means that people will look very carefully at everything that happened to try to understand it better. The FBI is in charge of this investigation. They're doing things like checking Crooks' phone to see if he talked to anyone about his plans. They're also talking to people who knew Crooks to learn more about him. They want to understand why he did this and if anyone else was involved. This investigation is very important. It helps us learn how to prevent things like this from happening again. It also helps people feel safer, knowing that experts are working hard to understand what happened. This event has made a lot of people think about how we keep our leaders safe. Some people might wonder if we need to change the way we do things at big political events. Should there be more security? Should we check people more carefully before they come to these events? It's also made some people worried about going to big meetings like this one. They might feel scared that something bad could happen. This is a sad result because people need to be able to gather and share their ideas without being afraid. What happened in Butler, Pennsylvania was very scary and sad. It reminds us that we need to be careful and look out for each other. It's important to solve problems with words, not violence. We hope nothing like this ever happens again. Everyone should feel safe when they go to hear someone speak, no matter who that person is or what they believe. What do you think about this? How do you think we can make the world a safer place? If you found this video helpful, please like and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more interesting news stories explained in a way that's easy to understand. Thanks for watching.